Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are up close and personal. Yeah, I'm in a weird mood. It's like literally pouring it down, so you can probably hear the rain. That's brilliant. I just chose the best place to sit today. But yeah, it's pouring it down with rain, and the weather and my mood are apparently very intertwined. So yeah, I feel really weird. But anyway, today's video is going to be about advice for freshers, because this is something that I wish I had watched a video like this when I was going to be a fresher. Having planned out this video, I honestly think like some of these things would have really helped like reassure me and calm me down, and also like would have given me good advice to follow. So yeah, I really hope that it's helpful to anyone out there who is going to be a fresher at university this coming September/October. So before we get on to this video, I wanted to mention that today's video is very kindly sponsored by Skillshare. So Skillshare is an online learning community with over 25,000 classes, and they are about anything and everything. So it ranges from design to business to cooking, you know, for uni, to, I don't know, photography. There's languages on there, like anything you could want to learn is probably on Skillshare. There is so much knowledge shared on that site, and it's so great that it's just all in one place. Like, you log on to this website and it's all there. And I think that learning just for fun is such an important like habit to get into, because learning is supposed to be fun, and especially at like our age, I think with school and uni and exams and stuff, we can forget that learning is actually supposed to be fun. So recently I have personally been watching some productivity videos on Skillshare, which, as I said, literally there's everything. But these are really interesting, and I've been watching them to like prepare for the next university year, because I want to help myself as much as possible. We all know how this year has gone. I say this in every single video, but like we all know. So I really want to try and make next year as good for myself as I can, and so I've been using Skillshare to help me out with that, and those videos are really like interesting. They're super short little clips, so you can fit them in at any point in your day, and it's just great. So premium membership gives you unlimited access to all of the classes, and if you click the link in my description box, we'll get the first 2 months of Skillshare premium membership for completely free, and then after that it is only less than $10 a month for the subscription, which I think is amazing. Like, it's really affordable. So yeah, if you're interested in Skillshare, do go and click the link in my description box for 2 free months. And now we can get straight on into the video. I've actually got some tea with me today. Honestly, it's so cold. To be fair, at the moment I'm quite warm, but outside, like, it's freezing. And I have my Barcelona mug, which is so pretty. It's like raspberry tea. It's really good. Last time I filmed a video, I started like choking because the air was so dry. So this time I was like, I'm gonna bring some liquid with me. So yeah, it's great ideas, Magda. Yeah, anyway, I'm actually gonna start now. The first point that I wanted to make, like straight off the bat, is about Freshers Week, because it's the first thing that you'll experience at university. And I just want to say, don't worry if Freshers Week isn't like the best week of your life, because this plagued my thoughts quite a lot at the time, and I just want to say, literally don't worry about it. It's hyped up to be this amazing thing, and it honestly just depends on the type of person that you are and whether you'll enjoy it. And there's such like a drinking culture at university, especially in Freshers Week, where you basically just go out, get drunk, and that's how you like meet people, that's how you socialize, that's kind of what's, I don't know, expected that you do. And I personally, that's just not for me. Like, I'd never been out before university, like I had never been out. And it still doesn't really appeal to me. Like, I'll go out a few times, but it's not my cup of tea. And I just want to say that that is completely okay, because at the time I was really like stressed out, and I was just like, why aren't I having a good time? Like, everyone around me is going out and I'm just not, because I didn't feel comfortable about like doing that. I think it is just like the reputation and portrayal of Freshers Week that kind of gives you this idea that you have to go out and you have to do this to find friends, which you don't. I know that I personally felt really isolated because of the fact that like I wasn't going out every night and stuff like that, and I felt like I wasn't going to make any friends because that's how people were making friends. But literally, once Freshers Week is over, you're actually going to start talking to people that you're actually going to see on a regular basis, because during Freshers Week you form friendships that probably aren't going to be your lasting friendships anyway. They're not going to be very close because all you do is like small talk and are drunk whilst chatting to someone. The small talk, like, you do it because you got to do it, but it just always goes like, what's your name, which staircase are you in, what do you do as your subject, where are you from, next. Like, that is all you'll ask people, and it was just so awkward, and I hated it so much because I don't like small talk. I don't do small talk, and I just want to let you know that it gets better. Like, Freshers Week for me was not the highlight of my year, and it was really far from it. I hated it, to be honest. So yeah, it does get better. If you get to uni and you really feel like, oh, I should be enjoying this, but like, why am I not? It's okay, it's not for everyone. And speaking of like not for everyone, my college personally put on like other events besides going out and partying. So there was like tea and toast evenings and movie nights, board games, just chats. Like, there were other options. So if you want to socialize but you aren't like a going out person, you can go to those as well, and you can meet people that are more similar to you in that way. You don't have to drink to find friends. On the making friends front, because this is another thing, I went into uni terrified that I was not going to make any friends. I am just not a sociable person. Well, okay, no. I'm really like outgoing when I'm with people that I know and people that I trust and like people that are already my friends. But when I meet new people, I'm very like shy and introverted, and it's very hard for me to make friends generally. Like, it takes me a while. And I was scared that like it wasn't going to happen, and especially when I got there and saw people around me making friends very quickly, I was just there like, oh god, I'm not going to make any friends. And I'm here to tell you, once again, I was wrong. Like, you will make friends. Trust me, you will find someone, you will find your people / person. There's someone out there for everyone. There are so many people at university, and at the end of the day, everybody is looking for a friend. Like, you will find someone, and it may just take you longer than others, but you'll get there eventually. So personally, I spent like the first week or so, I didn't really have any close friends. Like, I was talking to people, but we weren't really like bonding exactly. And I met one of the medics finally at like a medic garden party kind of thing. And we just, well, she started talking to me and she would not stop talking, and I am honestly so grateful because I am not a conversation starter. As I said, I'm really introverted, so the fact that she started talking to me and she just carried on made me feel so much more comfortable to start like talking and opening up. And we just clicked really fast. We're both really, really weird and crazy and chaotic. And so she's one of my best friends at uni, and I didn't meet her right away. Another important thing about Freshers Week is not to get sucked in by it. So especially at a place like Cambridge, you've got to remember that work is going to start soon. And Freshers Week is not like freshers whole term. Unlike apparently for me, and you've really got to hit the ground running when the work starts. If you're going to Cambridge, it's not even Freshers Week, it's like Freshers 3 days. You get 3 days, and in between that there's also like probably introductory sessions to some subjects and stuff, so like it's not even Freshers 3 days. So it's really easy to like continue that freshers mindset, which is what I did. I was in the freshers mindset for way too long, and by the time like I realized, my brain clocked that like this is really intense work mode now, it was a bit too late. I was already really far behind. So just be aware not to do that, even though the workload doesn't start like hitting you in the face straight away, which is I think why you get this false sense of security. it will start piling up very quickly. And so you've just got to like get on top of it from the get-go. Another piece of advice for like the whole of first year really is make use of people in the years above you, especially like people in the year above you, because they've been through this before. Like, it may seem like you're burdening them, and honestly, like, you're probably not. They know what's coming, they've been through it, they often have really, really good advice, so just make the most of it, because they know exactly, like, when it gets really hard, and they know how, like, they dealt with it, and they know, like, whether that was a mistake, how they would go about it again. Like, there's just so much, like, good advice that you can get from them, so just make the most of it and ask away. And I was really lucky in that my college parents were super nice, and I could literally ask them for anything. Make sure to keep on top of managing your finances, which is a big thing, because it's so easy to overspend and to forget that you actually have to like manage this stuff on your own, because for most people it's the first time that they're going to live independently, and that they have to like take care of these things by themselves. And this is something that I really wasn't great at in first year. I just didn't keep track of anything I was spending. I didn't really budget at all. You can tell that that didn't go very well. And it was just like I was wasting money left, right and center. So this next year, and this is what I recommend you to do, I'm going to make a spreadsheet and keep it updated. I'm gonna put like my budget in there for each like section of like what I would spend money on, and decide how much money I can spend on each week. So like food, eating out, which was my weakness. Like, so I'm too scared to count up how much money I spent on like ordering or eating out, because it is ridiculous. Stuff like going out, like it can get quite expensive, so just like make sure that you have your budgets and you stick to them, because otherwise it will all just fall apart anyway. Make sure that like you transfer all of your expenses into this spreadsheet and just keep track of like where all your money is going. Whatever you do though, just don't spend all your money in Freshers Week. Like, next thing is try to find societies or clubs within the university, or like if you're in a college system, then within your college, to join and actually join them. If you're an introverted person like myself especially, try to go out of your comfort zone, actually sign up for things, try new things. You know, it will make the rest of your year so much better. You will go crazy, number one, if all you do is like your degree, and these things are just a great way to meet new people anyway. And for introverts, that's always good, because if you're forced into meeting new people, you don't have to go out of your way to do it yourself. So we all know that I joined rowing. I knew that I wanted to try it, but I honestly thought that I was going to quit. I tried it the first time at like the induction kind of thing, and I was honestly appalling. Like, I really wasn't that great. I was terrified, and I just thought, you know what, I'm not going to do it anymore. But I forced myself to go back and continue and try it out again, and what do you know, I love it. And I'm actually going to be on the committee of my college boat club next year, which is so crazy to me, because like I don't do things like that, and like it's really like, it's a great thing, and it's definitely helped me a lot with confidence. I've met so many people through doing that, and so yeah, join clubs and societies. The next thing is a serious note, which is please make sure that you look after yourself. It's very easy to get swept up in the whole university experience, whether that be the social aspect or the academic aspect. It's very easy to forget to actually look after yourself, like both physically and mentally. So try to eat as healthily as possible, get enough sleep, try to get a bit of exercise in every day, even if that's just like going for a walk, and just generally check in with yourself regularly. And if you think something's not quite right, then make sure you give yourself a break. And you may think that you can't afford to take like a day or two off, you can't afford to take a break, especially somewhere like Cambridge, but honestly sometimes it's so necessary to just give yourself that break. And I arguably gave myself too many breaks this year, and I still got through it, and I still got a 2-1. So if you take like 2 days off, you are not going to fail. And it's so much more important to look after your mental health than to stay up for like the 5th night in a row to like get that essay sent in. You know, the essay is not gonna go away, but your mental health will deteriorate very quickly. And don't be afraid to ask someone for help if you need it. I was worried that they weren't gonna understand me when I needed like help or support, or just to tell someone like what was actually going on. And so I like distanced myself from my director of studies, from my tutor. I just didn't meet with my tutor, and I don't think that was a good idea in retrospect. I think I should have told them what was going on a lot earlier than I ended up doing, because I did tell my DOS eventually that like I really wasn't doing well, like I really couldn't bring myself to do anything, and like I'd had a really bad time. But at that point it was exam term, like nothing could actually be done about it. I just had to like hope for the best, sit my exams, whatever. And I was just really low, and I felt really alone. There's quite a lot of support available at university for you, so if you're not doing okay, make sure that you actually seek out that support. Kind of along the same lines, work-life balance is really key at university. As I said before, you will probably go crazy if all you do is just bury yourself in your studies. Make sure that obviously you don't neglect your studies and that you keep on top of your work. And if you know that like you're feeling really behind and you don't think you're on top of everything and you have outstanding things that really need to get done, then you can like cancel plans, not do something, whatever. But other than that, like make sure that you actually schedule in socializing time for like clubs / societies, as I mentioned earlier, and just time for yourself, because it is so necessary in an environment where it's so busy and there are always like people around you. You're always surrounded by so many people. Take some time to be with your own thoughts and just be zen. So I don't know what this is. Also on the topic of like feeling behind, yes, you may feel behind and you may think like, oh no, I need to do XYZ. Still, like I should just not do anything and not go anywhere. But honestly, you are never really going to feel on top of your work, especially if you come to somewhere like Cambridge. It is notorious that I've had countless conversations about this with multiple people, and we all say the same thing, like you never feel on top of your work. You always feel like you're just like below the surface and you're trying to like get on top of it, but you can't. Once you finish one thing, you've just got to move on to the next. Yes, you may think you're really behind, but everyone else probably feels like that too. And make sure that you don't isolate yourself because you think you've got to do more and more work, because that's how you start getting into overworking mode, and that's not a good mode to be in. Sometimes, especially because it's first year and uni is like new, you can get into the mindset of like, right, so uni is supposed to be hard, right? So I need to like work my butt off because otherwise I'm going to fail. When really like that isn't necessary from day one. You can have your fun, and fun in moderation is needed at university. There's so much more to university than just studying. Also with the alone thing, especially in first year, like the FOMO is real. You get into this mindset, I don't know why, of like, if I'm not with people 24/7, like my friends are gonna forget about me. Like, why am I sitting by myself? I need to be with people because that's what I'm supposed to be doing, and they're all just gonna like have fun without me. And realistically, I think as the year goes on, you realize that like actually alone time is so necessary and it's okay. Like your friends are still gonna be there when you emerge from your room, but sometimes like just having a chill night in with yourself, even if you're not doing work, just watching a movie or something is so much more necessary than going out. Just to finish this little ramble off on the topic of work-life balance, make sure that you actually have a balance. Like, don't just be all life, no work, because you may end up failing at that point, or at the very least you'll be very, very stressed. Like, you need to actually have a balance and not go out every night, because that will not bode well for like going to lectures, actually doing your work on time, and like meeting deadlines and stuff like that. So just fun in moderation, it should be like the slogan of uni, really. Here is another one of my mistakes, ladies and gentlemen, of which there are many. But yes, I said in other videos that uni first year is a learning curve, and it absolutely totally is, like pretty much the whole year. But you can still make yourself as prepared as you can be beforehand. So to try and make it like as smooth of a transition for yourself as you can, do stuff like put your timetable into your calendar before the term actually starts. I did this, and honestly, thank the Lord, because that took forever. Typing it all in. Do any pre-term work that you might have to do before you actually go to uni. Like, actually make sure that you do it, because it will probably end up being helpful. If you have any forms to fill in that are given to you by the uni, make sure you fill them in before you actually get there again, because I know for me, like, there was so many and it was just such like a faff, and I honestly don't know what I would have done if I left them all to do when I was actually in uni in Freshers Week. Like, read through like the introductory pack that they will inevitably send you, make sure that you're familiar with everything, but most importantly, I think, try to make a plan or think about how you are going to go about like revising, learning, note-taking, because it's so different from A-level, and the same things that you did at A-level are not going to work as well, or at all really, at university. And even though you will probably have to trial and error what actually works for you whilst you're at uni, it's still worth going in with like an action plan, so at least you can start off like strong and like knowing what you're doing before it all might fall apart a bit when you realise that it's not working. As for action plan, it's stuff like, are you going to type out your notes on a computer, or are you going to write them out by hand? Are you going to turn like your lecture notes into revision notes, or are you going to make separate revision resources to revise from? And if you are, then what are they going to be? Are they going to be flashcards? Are you just going to type out like quick bullet points? How are you going to approach all the academic side of this first year of uni? And make sure that you have a plan and that you have all the tools to execute that plan. And as I said, it'll probably keep being updated throughout the year once you figure out like what the course is actually like to study, how much time you have outside of like lectures and doing essays and stuff to do extra stuff, if you want to like make your revision notes or something. So I'd say revisit this plan like a few weeks into university, because at that point you will pretty much know these things, and you can think like, okay, so is this going to actually work in the long run? Is this what's best for me? I just think, as I mentioned earlier, it's important to hit the ground running when you're in first year and not start thinking about how you're going to do things when you're already like a few weeks into the term and everything's like already started, and the intensity will inevitably hit you like a ton of bricks. So you just don't want to leave it till then to try and figure things out, because it's easier to update than to plan from scratch. Anyway, that is all I have to say for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I really tried to include everything that I could possibly think of from like my own experience of first year, and like what I wish I had known, what I wish I had done differently. So I do hope you found it useful. If you like this video, I need to stop saying if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. The button is below this video. You can also follow me on my social medias. The handles are always in the description box. And yeah, thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye! Oh,